tried to warn you with logic impart, basic science and truth says we are breaking apart. Our balance has toppled, one state of the art. Now we spread like a virus, and very soon we all will depart. Unbury your heart, baby, just unbury your heart. Hurry, dear, and unbury your heart. I can feel this in my heart. Factors irrefutable, painfully show we've gone off the charts, all simply computable. So how are you still in the dark? Unbury your heart, baby, just unbury your heart. Hurry, dear, and unbury your heart. I can feel this in my heart. In my heart. In my heart. In my heart. Tried to warn you. Tried to warn you. Tried to warn you, but you can't hear me. I've tried to warn you. I've tried to warn you. I've tried to warn you, but you can't hear me. I've tried to warn you. I've tried to warn you. I've tried to warn you, but you won't hear me. Unbury your heart, baby, just unbury your heart. Hurry, dear, and unbury your heart. I can feel this in my heart.
All right. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Agasically Stamus, aka Game Logic, back with another episode of the Firearms Tales. This is episode number 422 here on Thursday, the 18th of July in this year of our gaming, 2019. We're going to be getting a slight bit sweaty, playing a little Destiny 2 on the PlayStation 4. Got a couple audio checks to do just to verify that we've got good voiceover commentary coming out in the live stream. But other than that, we should pretty much be geared up and ready to go. I haven't changed any of the sliders on the audio mix, so shouldn't have too much of that to do. Flight time tonight is going to be approximately 2 hours from wheels up to wheels down for the live stream. I'm going to be taking my Warlock out for a little spin, getting things ready for cross-save. Just trying to have as many characters and accounts leveled up as I possibly can. Now, I am no level 50 swag monster, so I'm just kind of doing the basics. Trying to live my life and get through. Thanks so much for anybody who happened to pop by and join the live stream. I do appreciate you. Like I said, I want to get a basic audio check just to verify that we do have good voiceover commentary coming out in the live stream And then I'm pretty much going to get rolling. I don't think I'm going to even bother checking audio mix tonight. Things have been pretty stable for quite some time. Alright, so it sounds like we've got good voiceover commentary and in-game audio coming into the stream. So we shouldn't have any issues there. Let's go ahead and get rocking. I have no idea where I've left off my Warlock. We played my Hunter on this account last night. Let's go and see where Mr. Warlock is. I'm just trying to clear out any old alerts in my social media here. And my good friend Token shouted me out on Twitter. I appreciate that. So I answered a lot of questions today about gaming laptops. Had some people in social media reaching out and asking what the right thing to do is from that perspective. So mainly what I'm working on now is I do want to hit up story content as much as possible. I tend to kind of return to the Traveler's Shard in the EDZ to activate your subclass. I tend not to hyper-focus on the story stuff. I really just kind of like getting in here and grinding, but because I'm specifically trying to level stuff up in the preps for cross-save and the drop of Shadowkeep, knowingly needing to make up for lost time, I am trying to make sure that I've pounded through all the stories and go. I'm not a big quest guy, but I will be trying to take off and do quests as well, as much as I can figure them out. Now, what I don't do is some of the quest content in Destiny is a little esoteric and kind of buried, and I'm just not going to dig through the weeds and figure all that stuff out. If it's right at my fingertips, I will. So we're just changing up gearing and I don't know how in the world I have 3 upgrade points waiting around that I haven't actually used. But such is the case. Now, one thing that's gonna change that I'm gonna have to settle into is I'm gonna assume, right, none of these. Okay. Want to make sure I didn't have, so because what I always have to watch is whenever I shut down Destiny 2, I always kind of do a bunch of inventory management. This looks like I shut down last time, and maybe I was in a rush because maybe I had to go somewhere. So I just need to make sure that there's nothing awry here, like I don't have the absolute best piece of equipment armed in my armor set. That took forever and a day to dismantle. Right, that's 137. And usually I do that at the end of a gameplay session exactly so I don't have to do this, particularly if I'm going to be on stream. But like I said, apparently I have some admin and logistics here that I need to rapidly take care of before I wind up having to spend twice as long doing this later tonight. So I played a little bit of Destiny 2 last night for kind of a make-up live stream. I was originally supposed to live stream, I think, Tuesday and Wednesday morning, and I wound up just not being able to pull that off. Alright, this stuff I'll let stay here. Hey, what's up, Goriak? How you doing, man? What is cross-save merging servers? Yes, so cross-save, by cross-save I mean the initial implementation of cross-save when they roll that out, which will allow you to access, I guess, what is going to be a single account or a single set of characters across multiple platforms. the first step to doing that will be the merge, which, as far as I understand it, will be you selecting one account, basically to be the master account, and when that happens, that character set will become your character set across all platforms, as far as I understand it. So I'm just trying to maximize my choices that I have when that time comes, so that I'm not like hardwired into like only selecting the characters that I have on PC. I just want to spend a little time grinding so I have options, right? Goryak, are you a big Destiny 2 player? And thanks so much for the follow yesterday or the day before, and following me up on Twitter as well. I'm good, that makes sense. I haven't played Destiny yet. Okay. Alright, very cool. Are you into looter shooters or any kind of like grindy game at all that's all about like leveling and collecting new equipment and customizing it? I definitely understand if you're not. I kind of posted a long diatribe about that today on Twitter, about how there are kind of some problems inherent in the design of looter shooters and what they kind of incentivize you and drive you to do. First looter shooter I've played is Borderlands. Okay. Oh, Ravenclaw. Thanks so much for joining in. Thanks so much for the host. I appreciate you. So great. So the first looter shooter you played is Borderlands. Yeah, and I guess in my mind, in terms of gaming history, Borderlands is, to me, kind of the first looter shooter. You can kind of trace that DNA back a little bit to System Shock 2, I think, which was kind of maybe the first iteration of a design that started heading in that direction. But to be the first true looter shooter in the modern age has been Borderlands. So I completely am with you there. Ravenclaw said, "Hey, I have to go to bed because I'm lame. LOL, but I wanted to stop by and say, hope your stream goes well." Thanks so much, Ravenclaw, and I appreciate the host, and I appreciate you swinging through. I know you have been up grinding since 6 a.m. this morning, was, I think, the earliest live time I saw you on this morning, so it means a heck of a lot that you took an extra few minutes before bedding down for the night to swing through, give a wave, and post and host me up in your channel. I definitely appreciate it. So Goryak, I never was into shooters until recently, but Destiny looks interesting. Yeah, yeah, and I guess when I think about my own game time, I always on our podcast we often talk about how you feel about the way that you game versus what your metrics actually say, and so. I know in years past when I've looked at like my total gameplay time in a certain games in a certain genre, I've had to say, oh no, yes, you actually play a lot of time in shooters, which I hadn't necessarily realized. So I haven't gained my vehicle yet because I'm level 13 and I grabbed this ship out of the inventory. Well, Destiny 2 is definitely a very interesting title, just in terms of like there's so much to do. And I really like the world. I don't necessarily call it world building because I think that's a little overly, right? Because it doesn't really, when you talk about world building, it doesn't necessarily marry up as well. Crap, I didn't look to see what was the recommended light level for that mission, so that I may have just derped myself into more trouble than than I'm really up to. We'll see how it goes. But it's very interesting. And I also don't want to say like it has a ton of depth, because there are other games out there. Like if you play a Bethesda game, I mean, it has tons and tons of systems and more depth and complexity to those. But I still feel like Destiny has a lot to offer in terms of complexity and the basic staple foods that it kind of feeds you. I mean, I honestly feel like probably the Division 2 maybe even has a little...
Our last visit wasn't memorable. Let's see what we can find.
A little more organized structure even than Destiny 2 does. But one of the things I talk about is, how you kind of write the fiction of a game in your head. If you go back, earlier in the history of games when, worlds were not as fleshed out, in past games as they are now, you kind of had to fill in a lot of the blanks. I don't know if you remember, like, old game boxes. Like, how old game boxes would have all sorts of art and stuff all over the box that was completely conceptual art that, like, didn't reflect what the game looked like at all. Whereas now, a lot of times when there's box art, it's all, like, actual imagery from in the game, right? So that was that elevation of, flip, this is this warlock jumping mechanic, which I have to get used to again. So, at any rate, the point is that, I guess, whenever I play a game or a franchise, or I spend a ton of time with a game, as I do with Destiny 2, as much as a ton of time constitutes, order of magnitude for somebody who's an extreme variety gamer. What I mentioned on Twitter today is kind of like the Guardians in Destiny 2 to me are a lot like the Green Lantern Corps, or like the Nova Corps, and so, I have characters or periods of time where I feel like the way I play is like, okay, this Guardian's like specific specialty or shtick is like this one planet, like that's where they patrol and spend all their time, right? And I can imagine a Guardian who, like, their fiction is that is like the Guardian subject matter expert for like that planet, or a Guardian that specifically spends all their time trying to manage the chaos of like a specific race, like somebody who specifically tracks down and keeps under control the Cabal or something like that. So Destiny offers you a lot of those things and enough of that structure that you can kind of have that fictional narrative going in your head. And then on top of that, if you're big into lore and history and stuff like that, they have that as well. I do the same thing when I'm gaming. Very cool, man. So what kind of games would you say are like your tell me like your top 3 most frequent games that you've been playing, say, in the last 2 weeks? So this, as you track along this ridge to go through the dimensional rifts to get to this other shard, there are these talking pieces from past Guardians.
The traveler came out of the void that
many of which references Osiris, which is the first DLC pack. Now, this character has not been through the Curse of Osiris yet.
Thus, we enter the void without fear. Small minds will call your abilities blasphemous. They will compare you to the abominable wizards of the Hive.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! I didn't know I was up. I did not know I was in combat territory yet. So you've been playing World War Z, Dragon Quest Builders 2, and R-Type Dimensions. What is R-Type Dimensions on? Is that on the Nintendo Switch?
Heads up, follow.
Thanks, Ghost. You do realize that I was attacked by the Fallen like 500 yards before I even got to this point. Could have told me heads up then. All over the place, LOL, yeah. Okay, so R-Type Dimensions is on Switch. Now, I remember R-Type from, I mean, I know it was on Sega platforms. Was it also on Nintendo back in the day? I mean, I know it sourced from, like, an old arcade cabinet. Flippin' A. What's going on over there? Flanked on the left. And I got 2 captains on the right. Supercharged now. Let's get a secondary weapon. Here we go, hand cannon. Sit down! Ooh, a double shot. I think so. Alright, very cool. Now, are you kind of, so those games, all minus World War Z, but like I would call, you know, R-Type and Dragon Quest Builders kind of a certain, I don't know, modernity and, you bamfing fool. getting hung up on the rocks there. Let's go ahead and go special. I'm only at level 13, so I should not be embarrassed to break out the rocket launcher. There we go. That's what you get when you teleport like a coward. So I was going to ask, so are you a big kind of Eastern game design fan, like along the lines of JRPGs, or just Japanese or Eastern style games? Which is what I think of when I think of like R-Type and Dragon Quest builders. I mean, is that? I know you said you think so. Okay, very cool. So let me ask you: have you played Octopath Traveler on the Switch?
These light projections might be
JRPGs for sure. Okay, very cool, very cool. And then I would say, have you played Octopath Traveler on the Switch? And how about Super Mario Maker?
What is
Super Mario Maker 2, I should say.
when you walk it?
Okay, so you have
What is there to
played
experience?
Octopath
There's
Traveler.
nothing to be
All right,
seen.
very cool.
The vacuum between the stars, the smell of rot, the taste of
I'm a big fan of the Switch also. I'm really,
deafening roar that can only be
for me, I'm really happy that its third-party library has really been built out. As I had a little fear that was, I don't know if you remember on the Nintendo Wii, you know, a lot of third-party publishers and stuff kind of came out at the, just before the launch saying that they were going to support it.
The shamans of the old world
So
are said to have
Gordon
covered
says the
their
game
eyes
I
so
remember
they
the
could
most
see
from
the
my
dead.
childhood was Dragon
I
Warrior.
believe these
Can,
men and women were the first
can you
to
give me a little
discover
more on that? That is not one that leaps
And in the traveler's light,
to my
they
memory.
succeeded in refining their methods, in charting the courses they pioneered. When you blink, you
I,
know the way.
and I've played a ton of games and am familiar with a ton of games in gaming history. But I'll say one area of weaknesses, I was never
The traveler. We're
a
not
Nintendo guy. Great. Sharks. Hate these things. I'm going to try and take these out on the right flank first. And then turn to blast it. Got a captain moving in. Please get him. That did not get him. Great. Right in time for a reload. Let's get personal. Cappy. Oh, you punk! Hate, again? Seriously. Slide dodge. Coming for you. Ah! Oh! Original name for Dragon Quest. Okay, very cool. Oh, no, that's nasty. Snipe. No, 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 no. Don't you do that. Don't do that. Come on. And I barely got back in the area. This guy's sniping me from this upper ridge. This Warlock's jumping mechanic, he just does not get enough height. There's so much more. Yeah, so one of the things that is very interesting to me, so in my mind, Destiny 2 has a very particular combat style that it really behooves you to get your head wrapped around. And one of those things is there's not a cover mechanic, but there are definitely elements of controlling space on the battlefield. And notions of enemy density and how you need to fracking block and how you kind of need to manage that, right? So to me, you saw as I came up on the ridge, I had this very large rock over here on the right. That's a critical spatial item on the field that I needed to, and if there had been an enemy in between me and that rock, then one of the things that would have been, and enemies beyond it, one of the things that would have been important for me to do would have been to, a lot of times what I call take out the trash and focus on the smaller enemies so that I can control a particular battle space or segment of the battle space because I need it for cover and maneuver. So a lot of times in Battlefield, to me, there's a heavy geometrical element to the combat. Where did he go? When it comes to PvE, at least. Now I gotta do some dumb inventory management here. No, what is that? Energy weapon. Man, it's so much slower for the inventory to present. Come on, let's just get rid of that. Did I pick up? Okay, so I got the engram. But yes, kind of, and then sometimes, as you mentioned, a lot of things going on when that sometimes forces you to remember. You definitely have to kind of remember where enemies are if you have to take your eye off them for a second. And also manage your peripheral vision as to where those enemies might move. Because there's often the time where
This shard called us here.
you'll be trying to manage the battle space, and you'll have to remember that you saw an enemy heading over somewhere out of the corner of your eye, something like where there's a captain. Be right back. Looking for a few. Yeah, by all means, man. Thanks so much for dropping through. I definitely understand if you gotta go handle some other stuff. Now, if I remember correctly, this is actually a slightly tougher fight than when you first get your light back.
The shard gave us a gift. Let's use it.
Equipment locked. I guess I didn't really realize that before, but I guess that equipment lock means that they are locking you to flippin' A. It's a lot of enemy density over there. Definitely gonna play the running away shooter here. Kind of interesting to see. And oh, there's not a captain. Where are you at? Audio cues are also very... I got a captain up on the ridge, but I want to take the trash out here. Ah! Got by. Nice spin move. That might not be a captain up on that ridge. Where are you at? Nope, that is a silent assassin there. This is just one of these dudes. Who's firing that? Oh! Big tubbies. Alright. Now this is one of those things that I was mentioning to Goriok, so I got two. I know these things. Oh, and you got... Oh no, he's the protector. So you got multiple servitors up here, which is bad. And because of recoil, I tend to not just go full auto. You do this. There we go. Alright, so apparently the other thing that's happening here is they are almost seemingly giving me unlimited nades as well. We still have some high ridge lurkers up there. I have my special back. This is the special I am the worst with, because I can never remember. It's this and the hunter with his special bow. I can never... Oh, that was dumb. Very dumb. I forgot that I had the rocket launcher armed. Come here, dang. I can never remember. Get the special out. Not the special, but the... Ah, flock. Where's that other servitor? Let's go hull down behind this guy on this rock. He's out in the open here. Oh! Not the plan, not the plan. What was that? Somehow I launched my secondary there. And it does not map to a single button like it is on PC. I need to figure that out. I need to run it. What is it mapped to? Did he just try and slide dodge me? What was that? Oh! Just had to smash him. Alright, I think I had another servitor up on this ridge. Yep, lurking there behind the rock. Oh, he tried to sneak. Oh, and one last bodyguard, too. Is that the last wave? That was not the last wave. But you know what? Fight smart. Fight S-smart. I am not coming to get you. Is he really... What a turkey jerk. He's actually using cover. Warlock's got the big ups, though. Did that actually work? I think that actually worked. Got something off to my right here. Oh! I didn't really feel like I needed the special then, but I kind of feel like they're flocking. They're gonna give you unlimited grenades. I'm so used to being so conservative about grenades and specials in regular combat that it's hard for me to sometimes paradigm shift in these sequences. Don't you bamf. Hung up on the wall. Took him down with a pistol. Stop with all that noise. Ah, reload. Ah, I derped that. Go rocket launcher. Very nice. Ooh. I really need to know how to fire that secondary right now. How did I do that? Was it... It wasn't square. Jeez, what the heck was that? Oh, hey! Thanks so much for the follow, hooligan. Jeez. We'll teach you to pick your sounds for your overlays wisely. I did not do that. Also, I think there's a problem with this overlay where sometimes I get some wraparound alerts too, where somebody follows like the day before, and then I don't get the alert. Oh, no, I didn't realize I wasn't following them. No, not at all, dude. I thought you had been following too. That's quite okay. Don't even sweat that. That's that admin and logistics that sometimes gets you. I know what I'm bad about. Talk about being a horrible friend is so podcasting and blogging wise, I used to cover a lot of like TV and stuff, and then it sometimes gets on my nerves on Twitter because Twitter thinks that I'm still like a TV movie guy, and so I get a lot of things pushed into my feed, you know, about like, oh, Snapple, this is not what I wanted, that I really like it kind of clogs up my visibility on gaming stuff. Who is shooting that ish at me? Oh, no, what is that? Is that another, that's another server door. Rocket launcher's up. Alright. Oh, no, that's not good. It's charging everyone. Go rifle. Everybody calm the F down. So when I went, and then when Avengers Endgame was coming out, I really hardcore went on blackout, and I didn't want to know anything about the movie. I left some engrams over there. It's not good. So I went through and I like muted a lot of people and muted a lot of terms, but specifically I muted a lot of people because there were some people who, like, again, I used to like podcast and write with and stuff, and like no matter what I did, I just could not, trying to mute.
Picking up fallen radio channel.
Great.
They're calling reinforcements.
That's not good. Energy weapons. Flip. Give me the thing. Ah! Rocket poo. That engram better be there when I respawn. It is. I was just like, I had to mute specific people. And what? No, you need to... Oh, get to the healing thing! Come on. Rocket. I'll just stand here on the healing things if you guys are going to be jerks about the whole thing. Unlimited grenades. Bop.
If that was a test, I think we aced it.
So yeah, and then I really just assumed, weirdly I have to on auto host, or add me to auto host. Yeah, man, no, I appreciate it. I need to turn my auto host on this account as well. It was a thing I had on my old Twitch account, but I used to get really aggravated with the way it just felt like it was inconsistent on Twitch. But yeah, so I went through and I muted a lot of those, like, friends that I had on podcasts, like both the individuals and their, like, podcasting account and stuff, and then months after I saw Endgame, got alert putting kids to bed, having a stream. Thanks so much, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate you stopping through, and I appreciate the lurk. Oh, that's it. But yeah, just to wrap up what I was telling Hooligan, I then went back, like, months later, and, like, I had not unmuted those people. I felt really bad. Alright. Story. Red War, reach level 7 and complete mission looped on Nessus. I am level 7. What are you talking about? I still want to see what the looped mission is, because it might require... It wants light level 80. I think yeah, we got that. Much love. Thanks so much, man. I do appreciate it. I appreciate all the support you've been giving me for the last few days, both on Twitter as well as directly on Twitch and in the Discord channels. Let's see. So what I gotta do here, I don't have an upgrade point. Or do I? I don't think so, but I think when you unlock this subclass, it unlocks it at the same level. Yeah. Or at least it unlocks all of these. Pulse rifle, got 2 new weapons here. Take that 136. It's weird it dropped my power level, actually, even though it was a more powerful weapon, I thought. Grenade launcher. Better armor? Nope. Dismantle. There's some better armor. Not as pretty as the last one, though. Oh, what do we got here? 132. That's not better either. Alright. So let's check out what we can do for mods here. I swear that's the exact same weapon that I just armed on the Hunter last night as well. Let me just go back and check. These things do not have shaders, right? Okay. And I don't think I have any mod slots available for armor. So yeah, at this point, so typically what I do is I go through, and on Destiny 2 I just drilled through the campaign on PlayStation 4, which is where I first completed the single player campaign. I went just straight through as quickly as I could with, I think I did it like in one weekend. In the course of about maybe a week, maybe over 2 weeks, I went straight through and did it with my original Titan. And then, why is this thing still glowing? I guess it wants you to just cycle through to all those one time. Yeah. I don't think I have anything else to arm. And then when I started making my follow-on characters, just to kind of round out my character set, looped on Nessus. Oh, this is the Cade. Yeah, this is the Cade mission. Oh boy, this one's a grind. This whole set piece of like multiple missions strung together.
Commander Zavala needs the Vanguard united again. While he prepares for the assault on the
when I went through and made the follow-up characters, I didn't really super focus on getting each of them through the campaigns. But now, like I said, in the walk up to cross save, I am specifically trying to do that.
Centaurs are really just big rocks in the outer reaches of the solar system. There should be nothing there.
I don't know what's going on with Steam. There's some kind of weird, like, science fiction sale or something going on.
Let's get to high ground so I can pin down Cade's location.
Because I got an alert today for, like, that, like, 10... I mean, total today I've gotten, like, an alert for, like, that, like, 12 games on my wish list are on sale. They're all sci-fi themed games, so it seems like there's some kind of weird, funky, like, sci-fi thing going on. Alright, so this is possibly the weirdest set of missions.
Here we go.
I was commenting earlier this month when I was grinding Destiny 2 on PC that I think what happens over time,
what is Cade getting us into?
my feeling is every Guardian, like,
blasting that signal into space.
gains,
Find that something, we'll find Cade.
like, an affinity for a very specific enemy that you dislike. And in the first Destiny, it was the Cabal. It was also kind of the Cabal when I first started Destiny 2, because they made a change to how the Cabal shields worked. That was particularly aggravating. They since fixed that. I think, having gone through the Curse of Osiris campaign now, and Warmind, on PC, I think largely my most disliked enemy are the Vex.
Hello. Are you here to rescue the Cade 6?
And that's what you're against on this
Whoa,
whole, pretty
we're
much,
not Cade.
the
Cade 6
predominance
is
of your
currently
time
caught
on
in
Nessus is you fighting the
teleportation.
Vex.
He's over there. Whoop. Now he's over there. Whoop.
He's moving? Well, that's complicated.
I can help you. But I'm gonna be super unpleasant about it.
I'm sorry. What?
I have uploaded his new coordinates to you. Against my better judgment.
Okay.
I do like some of the kind of scripting and dialogue between the two AI in this mission set. Yeah, I mean, I've come to be able to deal with the Warlock, and I get that their jumping mechanic can be particularly powerful.
Yeah.
It's still, at the end of the day, like, a little aggravating with the way it works and the manner in which it's just so inherently different from the other two classes.
I boosted the Cade 6's signal in hopes he would be rescued. And look, here you are.
Oh, I see. She's just an AI. A malfunctioning AI.
I heard that. At your service.
Centaurs are supposed to be just giant icy rocks.
So time goes fast in Destiny 2. I didn't realize that we were already 45 minutes into it.
The Vex have achieved 92.014% conversion of the Centaur Nessus.
Alright, I have to do the airdrop here. Ooh, I thought he went over the edge there for a second. And yeah, when my first run through the campaign, I derped so many of these jumps before I realized that you could do your air stall jump. Like I just... Alright. Yeah, so there's a way to get height off the Warlock's jump, but you just have to like double tap it right off the bat.
Someone there? Listen, don't ask me how this happened. I don't have time to explain what I don't have time to understand.
Warning, the Vex will vaporize.
Uh-oh. Whoa, Nelly. And this is why I don't like the Vex. Like, they're just one of the enemies that I feel like with the Fallen, and even with the Cabal to a certain extent, like, there comes a point where they become easy. And, you know, they ramp them and, you know, give them more hit points and stuff. I just feel like the Vex are, like, never easy. Like, I always feel like when I face the Vex, like, whenever I'm facing the Fallen and the Cabal even, I don't always feel like they're an actual, like, deathly threat. But with the Vex, I always feel like it's always feasible that they'll down you. Yeah, mainly because they do this thing. They're always kind of like the undead, and you really have to take them out twice. They've got their Minotaurs. No. Ooh. Oh, and they got a Minotaur, another Minotaur right off the bat. That's some trash right there. You're getting awed up, dude. You need to move booty. Slide it. This is what I mean. This is, the Vex are just always uncool. He's got that splash damage flipping artillery thing there. There he goes. Great. That grenade fell short and did really nothing. Okay, we got guys left and right. Let's. Oh, Flocka-Taka! Sweet punch! Jumps it. Floats around the corner. Now that's an instance of, for instance, of where the Warlock jump mechanic can be really particularly powerful when it allows you to move and seek cover while you're in the air like that. So it's very difficult for the enemies, I feel like, to track you while you're airborne. Where you can then... It's a straight Han Solo move right there. Let's go get this heavy ammo. Yeah, because that's what I need to, I hear ya. What the heck was that thing? Oh, that's just regular Vex. Except something just awed me up. But the problem is, and that's great that you can do those aerial moves and can help you maneuver and take cover. You have to have the right terrain for it. So often, you don't have the right terrain for it, and the Warlock's particular jump mechanic, I just feel like, is a super pain in the butt. Mistakenly thought, this weapon had a full auto mode. Oh, that didn't feel good. Felt like my analog stick just, like, broke. Who's that? Okay.
So failsafe, what
So I
exactly
guess we silenced all
happened
that noise.
The Cade 6 attempted to manipulate the Vex portal system. He is now trapped in a non-linear
Cade.
loop. In my defense, I tried to warn him.
So let's go ahead and start talking through some of the tech that's being used to render the live stream tonight. So I'm playing on the PlayStation 4 Pro.
This is not going well.
And this is actually the white Destiny 2 edition that came out with the launch of Destiny 2 in 2017. Not using the limited edition controller that came out with it, though. I'm just using one of my OG PlayStation 4 controllers, and actually this one is one that I've got a silicone gel skin wrapped around to help with grip a little bit. PlayStation 4 controllers being my least favorite controller amongst consoles these days.
How long have you been here exactly?
Long enough to see the Vex convert this entire planetoid, kill all living organisms.
So unfortunately, with tonight's live stream setup, I'm not playing in 4K, despite the fact that obviously the PlayStation 4 Pro has the capability of rendering as such.
She sounds way too excited about that.
And I do have some capture cards that are capable of doing 4K pass-through, or are actually fully recording in 4K, but I'm not using one of those tonight. For a capture card tonight, I'm using the Elgato HD60S USB 3.0 capture card. It's actually got a USB-C connector for its USB cable. For a webcam, I'm using the Logitech C930. Oof. Okay, that's going to work itself out. Almost looked like it wasn't. Sleeping. No, you don't. I know you're going to try and shoot me. That flipping high ground. That's not good. Okay. That high ground is just something you have to control on this scene. Let's go over here and get this heavy ammo. Slides it. That was a good call. My decision making with grenades is not always the best. That was not a bad move. Where they were all clustered up like that. Now, I gotta get rid of this sniper. And this is what I mean by the Minotaur is the most damaging thing on screen right now, but I cannot be trying to take that thing out. You punk. Get out of that shield. Now from here, I can use cover against this Minotaur a little bit. Where are you at? He angry though. That's some kind of weird Minotaur. Grenade.
You are good at destroying the Vex. Much better than my crew was.
I'm almost afraid to ask, but failsafe, what happened to the Exodus Black crew?
Only my captain can access those memories. And he's
Alright,
super
so we
dead.
got some more platforming here to do. Right. Alright. Hope I made the right call here. Okay. So now things are going to get a little bit more difficult. I think we're going to see Cade again, and then we're going to get a Hydra.
Just beyond that Vex gate. Please proceed.
Don't think you could make...
Won't
I'm
we
very
get stuck
tempted to
like Cade?
Oh no. My
very
Vex
tempted to
clock
try and
is
make
much
that
more reliable than the
jump
gate.
all the way across. 'Cause I think a Warlock could actually make it, but I was like, yeah, that's unnecessary. For a mic tonight, I'm using the Samsung G-Track Pro,
We're okay.
Of course.
which is a
Gate 6 is not
large
far
form
now.
factor microphone, kind of similar to the Blue Yeti. In some regards. Except it goes a step further than the Blue Yeti and actually has an onboard integrated mixer embedded in the mic with I think it's a 1/4 inch connection on the back that allows you to route in-game audio if you wanted to. So that way I could actually, if I wanted to, I could have both my in-game audio and my voiceover commentary all wired in through the Samsung G-Track Pro and carried over to the streaming PC using USB. I'm using that in conjunction with a pop filter tonight now. I don't have audio routed that way because in addition to the Go XLR mixer, I'm actually using the Go XLR mixer. In addition to the Samsung G-Track Pro, I'm actually using the Go XLR mixer.
Hey, over here. Get me out of here.
Hey, Cade.
What's that? Is that a Hydra? Okay, yeah. No, handle that first, then me.
Nathan Fillion. I know you want to kill me.
Hey, you're doing great. Thanks.
Let's see what my submachine gun can do here. Oh, I hate that teleporting mess. I got a special available too. Ah, shield side. He's still looking for me over there. Nice.
Good job. Unless you're losing, then do better.
More Vex. So I can't go in that direction. There we go. Good hit.
Did you get it?
Good hit.
Turn around for my
Flip.
friend. Oh, I'm trying not to throw up in there.
Ah.
Good job.
Did that actually catch him right before he bamfed out? I think that did catch him. Nice. Quickly done. I've often allowed that particular fight to linger on too long and paid the price for it.
What have you? Stop. Look. Long story, and it may look like I don't know what I'm doing, but I do. Maybe not. It doesn't matter. Killing the power source at the origin point should break the loop and get me out of the portal system. Have you got that? Say you've got it. Say something.
Fine, I'll say it. We got it, Cade. Now, how did you...
Oh my cotton socks! Did you not hear what I just said?
I'm guessing this is why they don't like him leaving the town.
So with the Go XLR mixer, the way I have the audio routed is I'm coming out of the back of the PlayStation 4 with its optical connection, actually, which is very cool, because I've never really been able to use the optical connectors on the back of the consoles, because the speakers, the bookshelf speakers that I have over here at the console station has an optical input, but I've got my Xbox One Scorpio, my PlayStation 4 Pro, and my OG PlayStation here, so I don't want to be swapping an optical cable, back and forth to the back ends of these consoles, because it's a pain in the behind to get around behind them. So what I do is they go to the TV and send their audio over HDMI, and then I come out of the TV. The TV has an optical output on the back, and I have that connected to the speakers. But the Go XLR mixer has an optical input on the back.
Your coordinates. Cade is stuck inside a Vex portal system. Can you help us find the power source?
I guess if I thought about it, I could actually just leave HDMI hooked up and take the optical cable that I already have hooked up to the TV, but it's fine.
Okay, so we find this Vex teleporter.
The way I have it hooked up now, I've been using the actual optical outputs on the backs of the consoles to go directly over to the Go XLR mixer. So I did that when I was live streaming from the Xbox earlier this week, and it's the same setup that I'm using while streaming from the PlayStation 4 Pro now. I think this is the set piece that I really don't like, where it's kind of like a little bit of like the floor is lava. In a restricted respawn zone, I think, too. So it's a real pain in the butt to fight through it. Yeah, yep, that's exactly what it is.
It's called radiolaria. Vex mind fluid.
It's like Vex
This
goo.
stuff is organic. Seems the Vex are not pure robot.
Now this is an area where the Warlock jump mechanic doesn't work well. Because it will cause you to you just have to make these little humps, but it will cause you to over jump. So you spend a lot of unnecessary time in the air as you're trying to traverse this cavern, and you just want to hurry up and get through to the next fight. Yeah, it always flummoxes me because there are times you just hit some incredible flipsy. You hit some incredible glides, and there are other times when like he just derps the jump and jumps like 2 feet. Ooh. What the heck? See? Well, that grenade was a dud. This is kind of unnecessary, but it's really aggravating the heck out of me. Oh, where's that engram gonna drop? Where'd it go? Okay, kinetic weapon. Ah. Great. I heard something pop just as I was going down here. Oh, there it is. That worked out
What
nice.
could have possibly brought Cade to Nessus?
I know the answer.
1, stop listening in on us. 2, what's the answer?
The He asked me not to tell anyone.
2 engrams. For listening to the in-game audio, I just have my Sony MDR V700 headphones plugged into the back panel of the Go XLR mixer. One of the things it has is it does have a headphone output port. So I think on the back panel it has a line in. It's 3 inputs and 2 outputs, I think is the way it goes. So it has, it will, I guess maybe it's 3 and 3 if you really think about all the connections. The USB connection on the back of the Go XLR mixer, unlike a lot of other audio mixers that you would buy, or if you bought like a regular audio mixer that had a USB connection, frequently, like even the ones I use, the Behringer Xenix 302 USB hardware mixer, that USB line is not bidirectional. Flippin' A, what the heck? So yeah, what I can't use that mixer for is I cannot take audio out of the streaming PC and send it into the USB so that I can listen into it over analog. It only, come on. It only takes analog inputs and sends it over to the PC over USB. The Go XLR mixer actually can send desktop audio over USB into the mixer, and so that's the way I have it set up. So I have the optical going in from the console on the back panel, headphone 3.5mm jack occupied as an output to send it to my headphones, and then I'm also pulling in the streaming PC audio over USB. And then with all of the hardware I/O, you have virtualized channelization that you can do with the software application, and then take that audio and route it pretty much in any direction you want. So I have the optical input and the USB input both routed to go into my headphones, which is how I can hear my overlay alerts and things like that. So when Hooligan came through and dropped the follow, I was able to hear the audio alert that I had built into my overlay, which obviously goes out to the live stream, but I can hear it as well. This jump mechanic. I don't... man, if I... Are you kidding? Hey, Gory, okay? Thanks so much for swinging back through. Yeah, I think Hooligan went on lurk there, putting their kids to bed, if I'm not mistaken, and winding down for the night, but he just came through and left a lurk. And you came back just in time to see me in my not finest hour, as this... Negotiating this cavern is difficult enough. It is that much harder to do with this particular class of Guardian that I'm using because the jump mechanic is so different. I just got done dying down. I don't. I really hate the jump mechanic on this class. Every once in a while I'm able to get my head and hands wrapped around it, but like just not like it's like I don't understand how it's operating right now. Like it makes no flipping sense what's going on right now. Alright, I'm up high enough. Like, I just don't understand how this jump mechanic... There are times, like here, where it's like a 100-yard high jump, and then other times that it's like 2 feet. It's really aggravating. Once I've just got back from putting my daughter to bed. Yeah. Ooh, and somehow I got lost in this cavern too, because I'm definitely backtracking now. So I don't know where I took a wrong turn. Maybe I missed this turn here and got turned around. Yep, respawning restricted. I need... So Gory, okay, says I need to get this game since it has Nathan Fillion. Yeah, it's, well, I hate to give you spoilers. He's only in, the game. So, I'm trying to...
Warning. Vex threat detected.
Try not to give it
They are
away
blocking
too
your
much.
path to the gate unit's teleporter. You will have to eliminate them.
I don't know that you need to get it for Nathan Fillion. Because there's a point where, and I mean, as you would expect, right? He's a fairly high-priced actor. That's not going good. Okay. I just looked over there, and that ledge looked like it just went over into... Holy Katakas. Right, I know. I knew those guys were making the slip up behind me. Ugh. So not a major role. It is major. I guess I'm not as familiar with his whole even entrance into the series. I think he actually, I guess he voiced this character a little bit in the original Destiny, and I didn't really realize it. He's in the single player campaign a fair amount, but
Warning. Vex threat detected. They are blocking your path to the Cade unit's teleporter. You will have to eliminate them.
At the point that he's in it the most significant amount, you know, after that you don't wind up getting that much of him. It is very cool. I mean, it's cool to hear, you know, I mean, and the character is written to be, you know, the same kind of character that he was as, like, Malcolm Reynolds and things like that in Firefly. So, yeah, I mean, which you do get, like, very classic Nathan Fillion. Well, in fact, I guess what I would say is, you know, the game is going to go free to play, at least on PC, here in the next, I guess by November. So, I mean, you could, if you want to get it for Nathan Fillion, knowing that he's not in it for the full duration, you could just wait and get the free-to-play version. Maybe not the best use of my grenade. Oh! This is not good. I've got myself in a very bad... Nope, this is not gonna go good. I think if I can get all the way out here to the flank... Oh, yeah, okay. So we healed up. Gotta say, I really like your streaming style, man. Oh, thanks so much, man. I really appreciate that. I've certainly spent enough time practicing it, so... that did not work out well. Oh, what is that over there? Not good. Please let me have... Nope, you do not. Oh, okay. There we go. Now I figured out how to use my secondary, and it is on, Monkey Tuckas. I'm standing in a healing well. That's not going to be good against that Minotaur, though. I can stand here for about one more engagement, and I gotta move. bead on me. Let's go to submachine gun. I'm gonna go finish off Stranger Things, but we'll be lurking around. Have a good rest of your stream, and I'll see you again in the future. Thanks so much, brother. I appreciate it. Thanks so much for stopping through and hanging out long enough to keep you some company. Appreciate your questions and interest in Destiny 2, and hope I was able to convey enough about the game for you to make an effective buying decision as to whether or not you actually want it. Alright, this grenade launcher. What the flock? How's... Oh! I was like, what is hitting me up there? Ah, no, you do not. No, you do not! Ah! Ah, how are these things? Where is that Minotaur? Minotaur's standing right there in your face! Get out, get out, get out, get out. Ah. This is probably the most difficult kind of engagement, is when you have multiple enemies on the screen that each really need different weapons. I don't want to pop a grenade utilizing heavy ammo for those little Medusas or whatever they are.
It did not.
Oh, definitely, you spent some money for me, haha. Oh, thanks so much, man. Well, I hope you enjoy it when you play it. And when you do play it, if you ever want to get together and play co-op, please, by all means, let me know. It's always fun to run with a fire team, especially if it's with people that you already kind of know. I should say, well, no, that's not true. Destiny is one of those really weird games where you can actually form up with a fire team of randos that you don't know and not have like a toxic experience.
Yes, the Cade 6 will want it. You should pick it up.
Take that, you scrap heap! I'm out, baby! Out!
Hey, where are you?
Hey! You did it! You got me out! Ha! 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 Where am I?
Cade unit, you are near the remains of my reactor core. Welcome to the Exodus Black, where all your dreams come true.
So incidentally, so after this live stream, I'll be figuring out the switch, meaning where we're going to pivot to in terms of my variety scheme for this live stream channel. Because you never know. We're playing Destiny 2 tonight and for the next couple of days, but
seems like you've met my new friends, Failsafe, and her evil twin, Failsafe.
Which is the evil one?
If I had feelings, they would be hurt.
But after this, you never know what it's going to be. It could be a turn-based strategy game, could be an RPG, could be a flight sim, complete with flight control system. Could be my other grind game of the year, The Division 2. I don't even know what the pivot might be, so... Every once in a while, the pivot is not necessarily something that I'm really super jazzed to play, and it kind of derps my motivation, because I'm like, especially because since Destiny 2 is kind of one of my
murderous rampage. I'll hunker down in the
favorite games, that it just... I could play Destiny 2, like, all day. Like, if I didn't blog about and podcast and cover the gaming industry, I could probably easily live stream nothing but Destiny 2 and The Division.
We know.
But, because I try and kind of cover the industry, I kind of force myself to not stick to just one genre or one style of game.
But you are attracting large numbers of Fallen to my position.
I actually do enjoy that more. I'm just saying that I also know that left without that specific kind of device, I could easily fall into just playing The Division 2 and Destiny 2. That's just more a proclamation of kind of how their specific gaming shtick and framework like fit me as a gamer. But in general, I just prefer variety gaming. And as a result, variety streaming, because I just stream in the exact same manner in which I game. So now what always happens here is I never, like, there's some big enemies on here
Vex would finish each other off on Venus.
But then you'd miss all the fun.
that I hope and believe would result in some pretty big
That is a really
XP.
big Vex.
Oh, that caught his attention. Didn't like that. Oh, I hate it when he bamfs. Such a punk thing to do. I often feel like with this, I often feel like this, with this set piece here, that I'm leaving XP on the table. Because I've taught myself over running through this several times, like, don't get bogged down in combat. Like, just run through. A lot of these guys are going to ignore you. Oh, that got him. And the main thing is you don't want to use up all your heavy ammo fighting the hash and trash. Here, something back here or up here. I don't know where it is though. Somebody firing harassing fire. Somewhere from my left side and behind. Just never get a bead on him though. What do we got here? Okay. May not have made the smartest choice in which enemy to go after first. Come on, Servitor. Grenade. Right into my face, eh? Now I see enemies here that I want to use grenade launcher and rocket launcher against potentially, but I gotta clean this up. What is that? Don't you run. Don't run. Don't duck. Don't deke. Don't juke. To make me angry. Flippin' Minotaur. Supersized Vex, whatever he is. Yeah, when I get a chance to concentrate on you. Here we go. Oh, that went too far. Got him at his feet. Okay, we're gonna super. Ah, got him. Oh. Usually, I would not dork with a Minotaur this close and go toe-to-toe with him. Nope, something's behind me. Move. Oofta. So I'm letting myself get, I don't want to say bogged down, but letting myself participate in the combat more. The rolling wave combat. Way more than I usually do when I come through here. Usually it's just I come through here and I'm like, let's just get from point A to point B. And get out of here. Some little fallen. Some scrubs. I missed you. I won't miss you again. What do we got here? Got one bamfing servitor. Ah! Stop healing. I wish you could just play this mission, like, let these two idiots factions kill each other. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to let you work it that way. I don't know why I was pushing forward like that. Oh, he tried to run. Able to lead him and take him down. Ah! That grenade was on the mark. Okay, that caught his attention. Where's the Fallen that he was fighting then? Please have enough grenades here to actually make a difference. Oh, that's uncool. Did I get him? Okay.
Gate Lord's down. Hold on.
No, no,
On
no.
our way.
That's good to hear, because the Fallen just found us.
Activating defensive shield. The Cade 6 must stand back.
And that's another thing too, is
Hey,
frequently
nice one, failsafe. The Fallen can't get to us now.
that energy.
That's right, though. They can't, right? Get to us.
Energy weapons. Because the other thing is, many times I've come through here too, and because that thing is in a fight with the Fallen, I often feel like there have been times where I take him down to like just his last few hit points, but it's like I don't actually strike the killing blow. I feel like because I leave the Fallen in the vicinity still shooting at him, like they're the ones who actually take him down. I don't know if that's true, but that's just the way I feel. Because I've seen him where I've gotten him down to his last few hit points, and then I just see him go down, and I'm like, I'm not the last person who hit him. Alright, we only have, I think, probably about 30 more minutes left in the live stream.
Hey, you probably want to hustle. I think they just said something about ripping my beautiful horn off my face. My beautiful, beautiful horn.
I'm going to get there, Kate. I'm going to check uptime real quick, though. Yeah. So we've got about 30 more minutes, like I said, left in the live stream tonight.
Intruder alert.
I feel like I haven't spent enough time changing out weapons. Ooh, that's nice. Have I gotten an upgrade point too that I haven't spent? I think I have. Yep, I certainly have. I feel like I'm not seeing the, yeah, I missed the, big level up emblematic that comes across the screen. 136, 155. Okay, we'll go sword. And I do have shaders. And he's able to use them. That's also interesting, because I thought you couldn't use them until you were up at a higher level. 134, 155, 147. Slightly better leg armor, not by a mile or anything. Every little bit helps. Puts you up at 144 light level. Oof. I tried to do a soft touchdown, but derped it. So probably another reason why I like Destiny 2 is particularly for these streams where I am really tired and I would have arguably been better served going to bed. And very wrapped around the axle about feeling like I've made sufficient progression for the amount of time spent. No special ammo. Great. Go sword, warrior. Oh, you're a big tubby. Oh, did you just bamf? What a punk! Where'd he go is the question. No, why am I? Don't. You need seek cover. You need to seek cover. Ah, come on. How am I encountering so much resistance? Get in a tube. Get in a tube. Whew. It was almost very bad. I don't understand how I got more spawn. Enemy spawn behind me. Past geographic points that I already passed. I'm gonna have to make a slightly... Nice. Okay, now I have special ammo, so that must mean this is a fusion rifle. I hate it when you run. Hate it when you run. Where did he go? Where'd he go? That was not cool at all. I didn't down him. I don't think I downed him anyway. I think I actually have to specifically take that captain out. Sharks, tough to hit. Especially at range. I hear him. This little monster growl over there. Roar! Where you at? Talking about all that smack. Oh, derp the melee. Yeah, this is a bad weapon mix, though, because I can't afford... I can't arm the fusion rifle. Like, there's absolutely no point. You are on my nerves. Move, 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 move. Oh, that was not smart.
Hey, that fallen dropped something.
Did it? Oh, you're about to get the jam lammy. Kind of hip firing this thing. I just didn't have enough time to really sight it and target what I wanted to shoot at. Definitely need to get some of this heavy ammo. What is that? And I took my time because I wanted to make sure I sighted him in. This thing is very powerful, but it can also be highly inaccurate. Is this a kinetic weapon?
You have saved us. Updating my crew log.
No, that's not what I wanted to do. Picayune. That is the first time I think I've come through that and not expended all of the ammo in this little shoulder cannon.
New captain registered. Welcome aboard, Captain.
Alright. So again, some good progression for the night. We got some things done.
Hey, down. So it's true. The light found its way back to you. Not that I'm jealous or nothing, but take it easy out there, will you? You're making me look bad.
What, may we ask, were you going to do with a Vex teleporter?
Get up close and personal with Go. Put a bullet in his head. Then maybe eat a sandwich. Kinks first. Fun fact about the Vex tech. Not as intuitive as you'd think.
Cade, you can't do this alone.
Hell, I can't.
Even if you manage to kill Gaul, when the Red Legion leave a system, defeat or victory, they leave nothing behind.
The Cabal are bad guys who do bad things. Yes, I get it.
I'm sorry, but I do not think you do. The Cabal literally leave nothing behind. They have a weapon that can destroy a star, and it is pointed directly at our sun.
Hey, easy. You're gonna blow a bulb.
Zavala has a plan. He needs you, Cade.
Yes, well, Zavala always says he has a plan, but sometimes he just... Wait. Zavala said he needs me? As in you heard those exact words coming out of Zavala's mouth?
Yes, we did.
Please tell me you recorded it. Well, did Akora at least hear it?
Actually, Zavala lost her after the city fell. We don't know where she is.
Io, it's where she'd go to look for answers. Hey, thanks. Oh, you won.
So I'm not sure if this is the juncture where the next mission thing is to go to Io. Definitely going to need to turn some things in here and do some inventory management here with Failsafe. It's kind of one of those hero characters like Sloane and Devon that you in the gunsmith that you can do major turn-ins to. Overall, just because loot drops are so prevalent, I tend not to
Hello.
actually
You
buy
must be
equipment
Cade's
from these
friend.
guys.
I am Failsafe. I am so glad to meet you in person. I know you are going to Io. Should you
Or I may just have to
return,
grind
I
against the
am happy
Vex.
to
That's
assist you in
another good
researching
chance
the
that
Vex.
that's the point that I'm at in
We
the
could steal their
campaign.
stuff. That was a joke. Stealing is wrong. Usually. But the Vex are alien robot monsters. Standard moral parameters do not apply. It's not murder if it's robots. Please come visit me again. Everyone I've ever known is dead, and their bones are dust. I am very lonely.
Alright. Ooh, triumph completed. It's a lot of Nessus rewards there. Still only get you about halfway to getting a reward from Failsafe.
Be careful, Captain.
So IO is now unlocked for this character. Yeah, we will do that, but
Exodus Black. Superstructure integrity, 17%. Data store integrity.
make sure I kind of move
8%.
weapons around and
Power
manage
core integrity, 89%.
inventory.
Failsafe AI core protocol integrity. And status report.
So I can't switch on those quads, but I can on these inner ones. So nothing new in energy weapons.
Accessing node 9875A. File header, SIVA project. Files locked behind Epsilon Theta encryption, A, D, and G. No decryption schema found.
Big damage.
Yes.
Alright,
Yes.
I think that's all the sorting that I need to do.
I don't think that. Cade Unit, I am happy to be of assistance, but I do not believe it to be possible to Vex time travel back and kill Gaul last week.
Reach level 11. So I think we are going to have to grind a little bit because I don't think I'm level... No, yeah, I'm level 14. So yeah, I've approached this... Turns out I've approached this a lot like I did Destiny 1, where I kind of over-leveled.
Accessing node 7874A.
And so some of these later, these mid-missions...
Well,
yeah, I'm definitely at
Accessing
light
node
level 120. Yeah, you can see there
7874C.
135.
Corrupted.
So we have to step aside here and use the restroom real quick, given that we've got a little more time to play.
Io, the whole place hums with energy left behind by the Traveler's unfinished work. No wonder Guardians considered this site sacred. Now that Cade is back in the fold, all we need is to find Ikora, make the Vanguard whole again, and bring down the Almighty.
Ugh. Ah, boy. So really impressed with Destiny 2's visuals, even after a couple of years since its initial release.
Of all the places I've been in all the years since my rebirth, this is where I return.
So this, of course, is Gina Torres. So you have two Firefly cast members involved in Destiny 2 with Gina and Nathan Fillion, both fulfilling roles.
Nothing.
Ikora, Zavala is forming a resistance, and he believes...
What good is a resistance when you are the only one who would survive? I believe this Ghoul creature knows the Traveler blessed this site. I believe he sent his legion to find something they could never possibly understand. And I believe they will continue to desecrate all we hold sacred.
So I guess this is a key.
Save this place, Guardian.
I'm thinking from a character fiction perspective, this would be a key meeting for this particular Guardian, since Ikora is the Warlock of the Vanguard. So the problem with the need to step aside while playing Destiny 2, so you gotta figure out a place to do that where you're not gonna get jumped while I'm away from the controller. So I think that's actually why I'm thinking I need to go now before we get into an area where there could potentially be enemies, because these enemies do reposition and move around. They don't just stay in one place, so once I get into the enemy encounter zone, it's always a risk that I'm going to be discovered as they're patrolling around. So, like I said, I'm going to step aside and use the restroom real quick. I will be back. In the meantime, I'll put you guys on the BRB screen, and I will only be gone for a few seconds. So it's kind of like Last Man Standing. I'm pretty sure that I'm faster than him in a straightaway. I want to say I gotta be, right? With all the upgrades. So what this really is a matter of is, can I beat him down this backside straight before we get, and hit my brakes early enough to safely enter turn 1. Oh, I took it too far. So he gave me the outside in move. So Hooligan, are you done for the night, or are you taking a break and then going back to live streaming? So it was my first time, so I could get let me get enough of come on no. Let me get enough for trying to keep up with chat in the midst of this racing game. Oh man. And I, for one, the morning keeps coming around and going, is this a straightaway? I need to catch up on chat. Alright, everybody. Anybody who's happened to stick around the live stream, thanks so much for sticking around. I do appreciate you. I'll get started here. Like I said, I only have about 13 minutes left in the live stream, so I don't know that I'm going to be able to complete the mission and story elements in this segment of the game, so I'm probably just gonna pay for the
Red Legion ships have been in and out non-stop since I got here.
Oof.
We need to know what they're doing. Get into that base.
Look at the sky. What is that, Ikora?
Energy.
I'm not super wrapped around the axle about pushing past
What have they done?
my
This is my fault.
a lot of gameplay time
Stop this.
to get to like a particular stopping point.
There's no way. Not without
Frequently that is my objective, but
I am more than just my light. I could have tried. I should have tried. But after all these years, dying, being reborn, dying again, the Traveler has left me with one life, and I am afraid to lose it.
That might happen anyway. Gaul has a weapon that can blow up our sun.
What?
Why would he just
I love how this
work so
ghost
hard to
just
conquer?
feels like it's okay to just casually drop that, like, several minutes after being engaged in dialogue with one of the Vanguard. It's like, please front load that information and tell me that right away, as it may impact my decisions. But yeah, like I said, I'm not super wrapped around the axle about getting to any specific stopping point with this character tonight. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get to a next checkpoint here in this mission structure fact, I'm wondering if when I come back, is it going to reset me all the way back to that discussion with Ikora? Because I don't know. I don't know that there's a checkpoint between there and wherever I'm going to end up tonight. So I'm just going to play for another 10 minutes and then just leave off wherever I am. Ooh. Controller was starting to drop off. I was just making sure I hadn't gotten any major housekeeping notes across social media or the gaming networks while I've been playing.
Looks like the Legion's packing up, Ikora.
Find out what they're shipping. We need every scrap of intel we can get.
I hate these shields. Who just shot that? That's like a void grenade or something. Why? Ooh, that got him. Trying to get his feet, which I should be able to get. Scions. Oh, they're the guys firing that. That's one way to do it. Where are you at? Full order. Oof. That full auto is eating this ball up. Good. It's nice to see that reload happening faster. Bypassed him. That was maybe not the best combat decision. Smashed up against the container.
Everyone's gone.
Keep looking. It's not like the Cabal to invest so much in a base and just abandon it.
The mystery grows deeper. The Wraith Mines. This is where we're... yeah, I think this is our first encounter with the Taken.
We're coming up on a big drill.
A drill? Are
Yep.
they mining the Traveler's energy? No, it's not light. It can't give the Traveler's blessing. Not to me, not to Gaul. Or could it?
Ikora,
What do you see?
I don't know.
So the
rifts.
problem with this is...
Some kind of
this
magic.
is
The Taken.
this segment is just kind of a pain. Let's hold up here. It's not really particularly challenging. It's just it's a little bit of hash and trash to get through till you can get to the meaty part of the mission. Oof. Resistance! Grenade. That didn't seem to actually have any effect. Guess I dropped it too short. Need to use some cover here, fool. Erg. It's not get overly zealous and get too up close and personal with these guys. Maybe on second thought. Oh, I missed him. Not a smart bypass. Yep, you are not making good choices. I don't feel like I have a really well-selected weapons mix for this. Need something really with a little more punch and maybe not as much a high rate of fire. And again, you can just spray and pray. Works out.
What were those things?
As well, I guess.
The Taken. A mindless army of stolen souls. They will forever be drawn to the Traveler's energy. They are no longer Fallen or Cabal. A Hive God changed them with the dark powers he stole. Wait. Is Gaul's plan to do the same, but with the light? That has to be it.
So, it's like 9 days till new video game day. So when I figure out what the Switch is going to be tonight, that's not really going to play into that decision. Oh, no. Oh, that just took him down straight away. I cannot stand the Thrall in this mission. I feel like they are so much like the most useless hash and trash enemy in this whole game. Ah, the jump mechanic gets me every time. High ground. You hit me. Not with the reload. Look at all that noise. It's not like you're a super.
Gaul must be mining the Traveler's remnant energy in the hopes of transforming
Okay, what do we got here?
and the Red Legion
Energy
into
weapon.
wielders of the light. If he succeeds, he will become immortal, unstoppable. We have to tell Savala. Meet me outside.
Cash me outside. Alright, let's get rid of that. And pick up this. And get this ammo. So I have 2 minutes left in the live stream. I know this is going to get into a big battle out here. And I think there's an ogre that shows up. Or maybe I'm not there yet. Engrams are just dropping all over the place down here. That's quick. So what I may wind up doing is, I thought I had one more big cavern battle before I went out with an A. Dumb Thrall. So what I may do is just get myself clear of the cavern, so whenever I do come back, I don't have to deal with this mess. Void grenades are nasty. I hate having to expend ammo on these stupid rift mines. submachine gun has so much recoil to it. And now I got these teleporting fools. Nice aerial maneuver there. It's very rare. What do I got? Something right side. Ah. Stand and be shot. It's aggravating when those guys bamf around all over the place.
All channels. This is a sky shock.
So I got 2 more
Someone or something
sessions
threw the taken here.
of Destiny 2 before the Switch, but like I said, I'm going to make the decision about what's coming up in the rotation tonight, so I can, I'll announce that on Twitter or, and discuss it in the next live stream.
Guardian, we cannot lose this sacred place.
I used to worry that as a variety streamer, variety gamer, that, I was worried about announcing what my next game in the rotation was going to be, because I'd be like, well, you know, if, let's say, like, my next game that I'm going to play is, like, Forza, then yes, while that is helpful for people who are interested in Forza, I might therefore, you know, make sure that they come back the following night. By the same token, people who are not interested in racing games would then be like, yeah, well, I'm not going to watch that. But because I'm not on like a regular schedule right now, I'm more so on like a rotation, I think. You're gonna sit there and let me size you up, then I'll lob grenades to you in midair. What the fuck? Why am I stuck on? Stupid collision detection. That's right. These things split if you let them linger too long. Come on. Oh, you jerk. Two witches down. Now the other day, I came through here with my hunter. Yeah, and it was not, I was not dropping the witch with one shot like that, even with a heavy. Oh, no, that's not good. They got the twofer, but they did it, I switched to something with full auto. Come on. I think I've taken out... Oh, no, you have not. Well, I think I've taken out the two witches. I roll right up on one. This is the one, of course, that I don't take out immediately. I need you gone. I need you gone. There's an engram there. What is that? Energy weapons.
There it goes. Looks like we closed the portal.
Nope.
Why am I still seeing abnormal neutrino scattering?
Hang on. We're gonna take a closer look.
Because that makes sense. That sounds like the right thing to do. And of course, this thing doesn't trigger until I'm already down here.
Definitely didn't close it.
Remedy this mess, you fools!
Such a jerk. And where I've been talking about tonight that an important factor in Destiny 2 is to control that battle space. It's very difficult to do here. Ah! Because this void wall keeps you pinned in. Just the ogre. There's these things are seekers. Didn't realize that. Did I pull that off effectively? Nope, you did not. Nope, you did not. Nope, you did not. Move, 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 move. Who is... that's a jerk move. What is... These guys are like sidling along the wall here. I can't even really pick them out. Oh, what was that? That's something down there. Not good. You are not being accurate. What I got here, grenade launcher. Please load that monkey tucker up. You guys are stupid, and I don't have time for you. Dang it! Come on! That trash. Focus on the main dude here. Well, that's effective. Blast it. I got a grenade, I got a grenade. There we go. Whew.
Portal's closed. We're clear. Ikora, I know this place is important to you, but...
There's nothing for me here on Io. I have one life left to give, and I will give it gladly to stop Gaul. We leave now.
Don't be so hasty. Ikora Ray, we must talk. And as for you, meddling guardian, I have a few choice things to say to you.
Level up! Alright, well this is where we're going to end things tonight. I guess I probably got to run over here to Ashermere and just do some admin and logistics and manage inventory. Again, just so when I start up tomorrow night, I won't have to go through that again. If I even play the same character. Ooh. So I'm going to play this same character tomorrow night. Alright. There's Ashermere. Let's go ahead and get this done.
Ikora tells me that Commander...
I might actually be able to get some
somebody,
decent sleep tonight.
I don't care, has a plan to attack the so-called Almighty. A plan unsupported by any data. However, there are remnants of an old interplanetary defense network here. We shall use it to assess the Almighty's capability.
Oh boy, this is not enough
We
space.
will tell Zavala precisely why his plan is wrong. And oh, I will relish that. Meanwhile, I refuse to squander valuable research opportunities. Therefore, you shall be my assistant. Go. All this talk wastes my time.
Beard's dry tonight. Need to get some a little moisturized tomorrow. The problem is now I don't know whether or not these are kinetic, so I can afford to get rid of that. I'm gonna drop one kinetic and one energy just to make sure. We can definitely get rid of that. Plus, it's a fusion rifle anyway. Let's go ahead and get this one. And we'll take this bounty.
I suppose that will do.
Do I have anything to turn in? No. New mission, new adventures, region chest available. Where am I going to go? Complete mission Fury on IO. Am I ready for that? Power 20. Yeah, so we'll go straight to the story mission tomorrow night. Well, thanks so much, anybody and everybody who joined in on the live stream tonight. I do appreciate you. If you're watching the archive version of this on the Rounding Off Affinity channel on YouTube, or the Rounding Off Affinity HBM High Bitrate Masters channel on YouTube, I appreciate you as well. Please feel free to like the video and subscribe to the channel so you can be aware of whenever I go live on YouTube or whenever I just upload new content. So that's going to do it for me. Until next time, good hunting. Take care of yourself. Stay safe out there. Play the games that you like and stream the games that you love. Once again, my name has been Agastically Stamus, a.k.a. Game Logic, from the Rounding Off Affinity Gaming channel on YouTube and the...
This is why I work alone.
E2KG Network podcasting channel on YouTube.
Only I had more time.
That's going to do it for me. Good night, good luck, and good gaming.